Yes, that is right. Your eyes doth not deceive you. After 1,000 years, oh, technically over 200 days worth of time, Nintendo finally did it. They finally dropped on a nice, fat, juicy one right on our desk. Now, it isn't a big one. It isn't an adult one. It's a baby. It's a tyke direct. But even though Nintendo called it a direct mini, it was still pretty full for what it's worth. It had a lot of good titles in it. So blah, blah, blah. I'm just going to go over what I think about what I saw. So blah, 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 subscribe and blah, blah, blah. Let's begin. So first thing first that they showed off Xenoblade Chronicles 2, which I'm not gonna lie, it looks really good. Some of the assets still look a little meh. And I'm not the biggest fan of like the slightly washed out look, but it's looking really good. It looks like they actually made it from the ground up. So I'll give that to them. It's a pretty nice coat of paint. And probably gonna have to get this junk. You know what's crazy? I never actually finished Xenoblade Chronicles 2. I hate Rex. God, he just sucks so much. He sucks. But anyways, it looks really, really good for what it's worth. So I gotta tip my hat to Monolith. They're really doing the thing, and I can't wait for it to come out. Next thing we got on the list, 2K. In all honesty, 2K was unexpected. I knew they were gonna get some third-party support, but I didn't know it was gonna come from this guy. And in the form of non-sports games, no less. Now that is something that greatly needed to happen. If it was something like EA or like I said, 2K, I wouldn't expect any other games from it. I would expect generic sports game number 256 coming down the pipeline like nobody's business. But no, they actually came with some goodness. Granted, of course, these are ports, but you know, what do you really expect? It's how other developers usually do the Switch. But hey, if it's good, it's good. And what we have here is we have the BioShock collection. You got 1, 2, and Infinite, and then you've got the Borderlands collection, which is you got 1, 2, and the prequel. You know, it's something about 2K. For some reason, they have like this Valve syndrome, I guess, to where they can't count up to 3. But anyways, they ended up throwing in XCOM 2 in there, and hey, that's some good stuff. If you've played Mario X Rabbids Kingdom Battle, you know I hate rabbits and I hate minions, but it's a really good game. That game is essentially XCOM. So if you're familiar with that game, I think you'll find yourself right at home here. It's a little bit more on the grown-up side. By a little bit, I mean a lot, but it's good stuff. You should definitely check it out. Price points for them, it looks like they're going to be $50 across the board. In all honesty, 40 I think would be the fair asking price. 30 would be the sweet spot for all three of these. I think that's more than fair then. So they're asking a little bit much for these, but you know, I'm just glad to actually see them over here. I'm pleasantly surprised considering what I'm used to with 2K. Next thing that I noted too was Catherine Full Body. Now this has been talked about before and that it was likely coming to the Switch. It's nice to definitely see it on it. I enjoyed this game. If I'm not mistaken, I think I still have it on Xbox 360, but it's good stuff. It's nice that they actually added in some other content in here. So you'll probably enjoy that when it comes. I really think that should also be like maybe 30. I mean, that's been out for God knows how long. What was it, 2014, 13 when it came out? I have no idea, but that game has been out for a minute. And it definitely doesn't need to be like $50 for it. That's pretty jank if you decide to do that. But I also won't be surprised if they do. Now let's talk about some other stuff. They also released Panzer Dragoon. It was kind of I wasn't expecting them to shadow drop that. That's impressive. If you haven't tried this game, you definitely should check it out. This is an old school classic, like literally back into like the original PlayStation days. Definitely worth checking out. I think the price point for it is very good. I think you'll enjoy it if you check it out. Bravery Default actually surprised me. That surprised me a lot. It looks really good. Like the surroundings look good. I shit you not. It's kind of saucy, man. It looks like a mixture of Octopath Travelers, like detailed textures, a storybook kind of feel to it. I'm guessing it's made in Unreal Engine 4. I'm not entirely sure, but the textures on the characters look really good. Like, I'm thoroughly impressed by that. I'm not even a big Bravery Default fan, but I just might become one. I might stand for him. It was also pretty nice to see that Ninjala actually made a comeback to it. I wasn't sure where this project was going. It got kind of quiet, and things changed around in the background where I'm thinking it's not even going to be the same game anymore, is it? But nope, it's coming in the same exact form. I was really impressed and thought it was really cool when I first saw it. But it's really nice to see it come back. Now, when I first saw it, I also thought, oh, this has some Splatoon shine to it. And lo and behold, looks like it's keeping it. It even has been mentioned that it's going to have 4 versus 4 combat. It's pretty Splatoony. It has that cartoony, bubbly, kind of hipster kind of look thing to it. Like it's these hip teens, or I don't know how to. But I liked it. I like what I saw, and I can't wait to see more of it. They had some other stuff there, and like a sizzle reel. You had like a kind of a bootleg looking DJ Hero interface kind of game called Fuser. I don't know what to really make of that. It might be fun though. Just to be completely honest, I've never really found a rhythm game that I don't enjoy, aside from releasing the same Guitar Hero 30,000 times. But other than that, rhythm games are usually generally fun. Then you had Elder Scrolls Blades. You can keep that shit. Warhammer 40k coming. That's always a plus. That, you know, shout out to the 40k fan. And Burnout. Burnout was actually mentioned by somebody. I forgot exactly who. I think it might have been the guy, Nate, Spawncast guy or whatever, but it's really not surprising. It's really nice to see that Burnout is making a comeback, because that was a fun game back in the day. This is way back in the day. I think I first saw Burnout mentioned on G4. I think it was actually in an X-Play review. God, X-Play. Ooh, that's taking me back. Anyways, let's try not to go there because it's probably going to make me cry. Let's talk about some other stuff. So there was a Shinkasai, I think, Into the Depths. It looks like an interesting game. It's probably going to come and go. It doesn't look very exciting. I'm just going to be completely honest. Like, it decided to go with this underwater premise, so I'm guessing we're going with more of an art aesthetic rather than an entertaining aesthetic. But you never know. As always, you never judge a book by its covers. Books by its covers. I'm mixing myself up. But yes, never judge a book by its cover. It's probably going to be good, just to be real about it. Then of course you got your updates. Animal Crossing is getting some updates. There's really no surprise there. Ring Fit Adventure getting an update. Now that's low-key kind of impressive. I like that it's getting some unexpected love, and I like the titles, or at least the song choices that are made for it. I think there might be some brevity there. Nintendo could probably add some other stuff in there, some other Nintendo bangers, if you will. But I hope they continue to do that. I think that'll be a really good idea to keep supporting Ring Fit Adventure. Honestly, I feel like it deserves a sequel, and maybe a Ring Fit for Smash in the future. Not on this Fighter Pass. Please no. Come on, I need my Travis. I need my Gino. I need maybe 2B, maybe Sora, Master Chief. God, man, And that actually brings us to the next thing. The Fighters Pass is coming with an ARMS character. Full disclaimer, I like ARMS. My favorite character is your girl Twintail, no question. Followed by Min, followed by Rippinger. I'm sorry, that's just... I forgot the name of the chick that rides in like the fat kind of robot thing or whatever. She's like their diva, except for much more cartoony. I'd put her in a cooler robot if I was them, but hey, to each their own. What point was I trying to make? I forgot. Anyways, yeah, that brings us to the next one. So an ARMS character is coming to Smash. I really think it's going to be, well, I'll make a video about it. I'll just make a video about it. But anyways, let's skip that because it was kind of, we'll just come and go with that because Nintendo basically did the same thing. They didn't dwell on it. They didn't do a reveal trailer. They just said, oh, it's this. Let's keep going. Like that. But I get it. Of course, more than likely, there wasn't more fanfare in it because of the situation going on globally. So it's really no surprise in that. I get it fully. I'm just poking fun. But anyways, Nintendo's got to do their usual one last thing. Pokemon DLC. Honestly, who cares? It should have been Zelda. But again, I understand what the situation is probably not even ready. Trailer's probably not even ready. There's no telling what kind of disarray that this thing has caused Nintendo. But yeah, Pokemon DLC, I don't care. I love Pokemon, but I don't give a fuck. Anyways, that was the Direct. Overall, for a Direct that to a certain point, I was not sure it was going. I was almost certain that it was going to be on the 26th. Usually, when there's smoke, there's fire, and of course, there was fire. Now, this was a mini fire. This was like a little brush fire, not a forest fire, not a major direct, but it was something. And up to like 30 minutes worth, and I'm rounding up, by the way. It was good stuff. So, what do you think of it? You like it? You hate it? You lump it? Definitely let me know down below. Comments, subscribe, all that other good stuff. But I like the Direct. I hope you liked it too. Check out my Patreon. Patreon has some awesome rewards in it. Maybe check out threadiverse.com. Get you some sexy apparel in these dark times. But with that said, I hope you enjoyed it.